What's up, everyone? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of The Mark Mo Show. My name is Mark Maloney, I'm your host, along with AK219, Aiden, spelled the right way. Aiden Maloney, how are you?
Pretty bueno, I would say. Doing fantastic.
That's good.
I'm happy every time the weekend approaches, and I'm sad whenever it leaves me.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. There's people out there whose favorite day of the week is Sunday.
That's scary.
Now, barring like NFL season,
sure,
I kind of get that a little bit. But like nothing brings me more dread and depression than like late on a Sunday afternoon, early Sunday evening where you're like, oh no. Oh no, we got to do this all over again.
It's fucking Monday.
Make it stop. Did I win the lottery? I did not.
Right.
Yeah. It's not my favorite.
No, I agree. That, like you said, that Sunday afternoon depression is whack.
It's real.
But, you know, it's equally countered, I would say, by the Friday afternoon, Saturday morning hopefulness, you know?
I would agree.
That you actually get to feel like a human being for a day and a half.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Interesting how capitalism does that and makes you feel negatively about days of the week.
About days of the week and
it's
times.
Unbelievable. And, like, I saw this quote, too. I forget who it's from. I just don't know who to attribute it to, but it was like, I don't hate Mondays. I hate capitalism. And it's so true.
That's fair.
It's like there's a reason you hate Mondays. Spell out the reason. Oh, there's your answer.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's no question. But it is not Monday. It is not late on a Sunday, at least not at the time of this recording. So thank you for that.
Damn right.
Thank you for that.
Praise be.
But at any rate, we're going to be producing new content on a weekly basis, all podcast platforms and YouTube. We'll also have some one-off interviews coming your way in the near future, which should be fun and informative. And if you like The Mark Mo Show, check out my radio show, After Hours, on WVLP.org or the TuneIn app on your handheld device. 2 hours of uninterrupted Celtic punk and alt-rock every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time and Friday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can also check out Guys Being Dudes, AK219, on all of their podcast platforms and YouTube and all that. But more importantly, where most of the new content's going is Aiden, spelled the right way. Once again, podcast, YouTube gaming. Lots of YouTube gaming.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell the fine folks what they can expect?
It's been a phenomenal time. I think this is approximately my 1-year anniversary on like the regular YouTube uploads on my personal channel.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks. It's good to birth. What does that mean?
Wow, that just...
It fell apart as it was exiting my mouth.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever witnessed an auto accident, our show just did that. We just rear-ended reality.
It's like watching a plane crash. You can't tune out.
You really can't.
But yeah, it's fantastic. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's kind of a 50-50 split between like fun games and spooky, scary kind of games. And the one that's coming out today, as this podcast drops, is one called The Mortuary Assistant.
Oh.
Which is remarkably fun, and I may end up covering at some point in the While You Were Sleeping, but it's not this week.
Okay.
Hints, While You Were Sleeping is coming up, but it's been a lot of fun, so if after you're finished listening to the Mark Mo Show, maybe check out The Mortuary Assistant on Aiden Spelled the Right Way. Could be fun if you're into spooky games.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. I always found that like a creepy deal, right? It's like I've had to bury loved ones. I've had friends that have passed, whatever. But like the people that do that, and trust me, I'm now in the industry, so to speak.
Right.
But I always found it just interesting. You have this person that used to golf and go to the office and plant trees and do and there they are.
Yeah, and now they're a cadaver.
They're just I would find it really hard to just like sit there and not want to poke them in the cheek, be like, hey, okay.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Right.
That like they didn't have a little bit of juice left somewhere.
Yeah, it seems like it would be such a disorientating phenomenon to do, at least for the first couple times, before you get used to it. It's like,
oh, for sure.
If you make your career out of deceased people, I mean, good on you. The work needs to be done, right? But it's so hard to picture.
It is. It is. And the most amazing thing, because we talk about capitalism and how, at least for average people, just the whole idea of it and the concept and just on a daily practice just causes undue stress and everything else, right? But for someone that works there, dude's not going to complain if you F up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be like, hey, ass, that's my eyelid there. You mess up, be like, oh, I need more glue.
Right.
Oopsie. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So in a way, probably not a bad gig.
Right. That is true. That's a thought. I wonder how much mortuary workers get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Or like those who do like examinations for like criminal cases or something like that. It's got to be a decent amount of money because not a lot of people want to do that, right?
No.
Curious.
Yeah. I mean, I want to meet the like little 8 or 9 year old kid that's like, Mom and Dad, I was thinking, I want to take care of dead people, and take their blood, and then dress them up all fancy for their sleeping bed, for permanent like sleeping bed.
It's like, okay, Billy, let's get you your pills now.
Exactly. Billy, did you get hit with the baseball again? Okay. Yeah, I'm just checking.
Third time this week, Bill.
Third time this week. God, now he wants to work in mortuary business. Oh, God. Oh, man. But anyway, I don't know how we got there, but we did.
We did, as we do.
And we're now going to get onto a little conversation based on an experience that I had recently. Not with dead people.
Oh.
I mean, I know.
They're not dead people yet.
Right.
You got to look at the optimistic side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're all going to be dead. Every one of you.
2 things in life are certain.
Yeah. Anyway. So I spend several nights per week at a local bar. It's my bar. Not to get wasted or anything, but to have a few beers, chat with a few other locals, catch a game on the telly, listen to some good tunes, all that kind of stuff, right? So, however, I always seem to get in interesting conversations with people I've never met before. But to be quite frank, it's how I meet people, and I meet a lot of people that way, and I have since I've started doing this as kind of a routine, really.
It's kind of the fun part of bars,
It really is. It's like, I'm not getting wasted. I mean, if you're there at 2 a.m., you're going to see the ugly side of it, but
sure,
there's a lot of other sides that are fun. They're exciting. You're meeting people. It's like all good stuff. But at any rate, so these 2 women sit next to me at the end of the bar. They're 23, 24, something like that, and they're just out of school, apparently single, and I listen to them for a while because they're right next to me. It's how the bar works. And one of the women was certainly a Karen in training, no question. She was way too young, attractive, and intelligent to be that negative about everything. I was just shocked. At any rate, her other friend was much more chill, seemed to just kind of want to enjoy the moment, let the chips fall where they may, which I totally respect that approach because that's usually my strategy when I go out drinking. And I have a good time 90-some-odd% of the time, right?
Sure.
Because I don't expect much, but my goal is like, I'm going to have a good time, and if I can make someone else there I don't know have a good time, success.
It's a bonus.
It's a bonus, right? So Kit, Karen in training, was bagging on some guys. It was social media or Tinder or something like that. I don't know what it was, but just criticizing the bar scene as a place to like meet attractive, smart men and pondering life's greatest question: why are we even here? I know she meant the bar, but I'm sure deep down, based on the entire conversation, that she probably meant more than that.
Sure.
So I decided to have some fun.
Time to play my cards.
Time to play my cards. So I looked at them and I asked, why are you here? Kit was a bit taken back by the question.
Sure,
Her friend
sure.
seemed a little amused. And she's like, pardon? And I'm like, I replied that she asked her friend why you were even here. And after listening to the last few minutes, I'm really wondering why you're here. Well, we just stopped in for a quick drink, and then we're just going to, like, bounce after that or something. With that being stated, I looked at her, I'm like, well, you just kind of answered your own question, yes? And her friend giggled, which is great. And the kid's like, I will refer to her as Kit because I don't know her name. We'll protect the innocent, right?
Right.
I guess, but that isn't really what I meant. And I immediately responded, I have a feeling I know what you mean. You would like to meet a couple of good-looking guys, preferably with a job and a decent IQ. Looks probably secondary in your criteria. Now, her girlfriend sitting next to her kind of nodded.
Sure.
And I could tell Kit was kind of searching for a response, like she wanted to clap back. But she wasn't fast enough. Sadly, she didn't know that she was messing with the master of quick wit and a low-level menace, to be fair.
Sure.
I said, look, you're sitting next to an older guy, degree from Loyola University of Chicago, successful in business, has a podcast, a radio show. I'm a writer. I'm an MC, member of a local chamber. But because you have this wall and moat built up around you, you'd never know if I hadn't told you. Obviously, you've had a problem with douchebags in the past. And I know, douchebags and fuckboys run rampant in your age group. I get it.
It's a lot of them.
There's a lot. I said, but expand your world. Don't discount bars like this as a place to meet someone. I said, you might just be surprised. Now, Kit looked shocked at my response, and her friend reached for my hand and introduced herself, and then I gave her my name, and so we just started making some small talk. Kit was immediately cashing out.
Oh, sure.
She was immediately cashing out. She's just like, well, I still don't know why I'm here, and she's just, Kit's ready to bolt. So she closes out. They left. I'm not sure I got through to Kit or not. She gave me kind of a side smile and a nice to meet you, like just being cordial, whatever. But the friend, well, let's just say I made an impression, and I think at the very least helped make her night a little bit better than listening to Negative Nancy all night long.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kit. So I just found that whole interaction very, very amusing. Now, based on the fact that they're not Gen X.
Sure.
And they're in your generation. It is kind of like me to ask you, like, and I'm sure there's other women this age that all kind. I don't know if jaded's the right word. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure they know. But to me, it's like they go out, right? They go out and they have fun. And I know some in this age bracket, and they totally have fun. But as it comes to like interpersonal communication and like what they want in life or what they may want in a partner, I don't think most of them have a fucking clue.
Yeah, and it's tough too because I think Gen Z, and they seem Gen Z age from what you described. Yep. Gen Z is kind of the first generation where the latter half of their youth included the internet, right?
Sure. Oh yeah, big time.
And especially in teenage years and college years, which they seem to be in or shortly after, it's like all internet. It's past the days of AOL and MySpace, and now you're in meta hell and Reddit and Twitter, and it's kind of a nightmare. And the nightmare got worse, in my opinion, and I don't want to speak for a whole generation. That's not wise to do, but in my opinion, it became worse during COVID because everyone's locked.
That's a good point.
Everyone's locked inside. Everyone is chronically online, and I think it affected millennials and Gen Z kind of the worst because as you're reaching that age of late teens, early 20s, and then all of a sudden, hey, you're gonna have to spend the next year and a half inside.
Yeah.
What else do you have to do besides be online? And one thing you and I both know very well is the fact that being online, especially social media, and social media is a wide term, but I know you know what I mean.
Yep.
Being on social media is overall a remarkably negative experience.
Yeah.
Like there are deep studies that show like the longer you spend on Facebook, the worse you feel and the worse you feel about yourself. So a year and a half of that during some important developmental years in, Gen Z life, surrounded by the negativity online, I think can make people jaded or disgruntled to even interact with people in real life.
Yeah.
Or especially losing out on that year and a half of actual face-to-face talking. It can make it difficult to know how to start a conversation or be open to one, even in the first place. So, in this situation that you brought up, being with a close friend, it's very easy to just, shut it down, just talk to your close friend because that's who that's who you went out with. And not really open up to people or even speak out loud negatively about the idea of talking to other people. So, I get it, right? Mm-hmm. I get it because I kind of went through the same thing. I'm still kind of a shy, introverted type person, but I have no trouble holding a conversation or talking to randos. So it could just be an individual thing, right?
It could be.
Because
sure.
You said this lady's friend had no issue being a little more jovial. So
had she gone there by herself, her and I probably would have just had a conversation.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a generational thing purely. I think Gen Z was affected to a different degree from COVID and social media than perhaps Gen Xers and Boomers were.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like with most things, it's easy to generalize, but it's definitely more of an individual thing than a generational thing.
A generational thing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
So that's kind of my take is I understand being negative with the worldview, the big picture over the last 5 or so years, maybe closer to a decade. The big picture has looked dire for a while,
Oh, for sure.
Climate change, wars, fascism, late-stage capitalism. It's easy to look at the big picture and feel remarkably pessimistic. But looking at the smaller picture, you have to realize what you can and can't influence. You can influence your personal circle and how well you fit in with them, how well you can make them feel. It's very easy to let the big picture take over and then you lose sight of what's right in front of you.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's what this woman in your experience was going through, where, got lost in the sauce, as they say.
Yep.
So that could play in as well, because I know I've been in those types of mindsets myself.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's no question. I just found it interesting, and it's I've seen those types of conversations take place. Not that there's always one good cop, bad cop, but there's just generally having this disdain for other people or this disdain for where they're at, that they actually walked in to this place.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh my God, why are we here? You walked in the door. That's why you're here.
That's true.
You left some other place and your little feet moved you to this place. That's how so I just find it very interesting. I find it largely with Gen Xers, because I can speak for them, we almost always do things with purpose.
Sure.
Always do things with purpose. If we're busy, we're busy. And if we're ready to party, we're ready to party. There's just that decisiveness, we're doing this, we're doing that, blah, blah, blah. We already know, maybe we've just come to grips with the failure of the earth as a culture, as a being, as this whatever this is, this global economy, all of it, the whole thing. And we've come to grips with it. So we're largely negative about that. But we don't sit there and go, blah, 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 this and that. Most of us are so apathetic, we just don't talk about it.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we're what's he talking about it? Yep, world's effed up.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Where's my beer?
Yeah.
And we just we're beyond that. I can't fix it. It's messed up. Where's my beer?
Sure.
Where's my burger? Let's have a fun night. And that's just kind of where we're at. So, I don't know. I just found it interesting. So I don't know if it was much more generational, individual, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. But
yeah,
like I said, I can't talk for all of Gen Z because there's just such a wide variety of people in every generation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I don't know. Like you said, it's very easy to fall into that big picture thing. And, sometimes apathy can be a blessing. Sometimes it can be a curse. But
Sure.
Yeah, it's just sometimes just take a step back, even take some time, get introspective.
Yeah.
And just realize, like, hey, what can I change today about my behavior? Because that's what you have control over. You have control over your behavior. Those around you, not so much. You can influence it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You can't change it. You can change your behavior. What can I change about my behavior today?
That's
like,
fair.
Oh, maybe I'll go sit on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Soak in some vitamin D and just look at some flowers and dandelions and just smile for a little bit. There are scientific studies saying that will legitimately make you feel better.
Right.
I know it's a meme, but fucking go out and touch grass.
Yes. Yeah, that's important. You're right.
Very important.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people lose sight of that. And as you say, the more people, and I hate to reference this movie because I hate this movie with a passion. Like if there was a top 10 list, which we'll do later, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. If we did a top list of movies I hate, this would definitely be on it. And it's a movie called WALL-E. WALL-E. Little frickin', I think it's a Pixar movie.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And this little robot, he just wanders around. And to be fair, I mean, some people are like, oh, he's cute and he's innocent. I think he's a dumbass. I think he's this dumbass robot. I'm surprised he's still moving around and operational. But the point of bringing that movie up is kind of where human race is heading. And when they get to that part of the movie, that's the most real part. Like, to me, I'm like, yep, that's it, right there.
Yeah.
A bunch of fat-ass humans who can't move around, who can't do anything on their own, who are all plugged into this thing, and they're completely 100% reliant on electronics and the system and everything to even survive, to breathe.
Right.
And that was the thing that was like, yeah, I think we're kind of heading that way. That part of this movie makes sense.
I think the only thing in that movie I didn't find realistic is how dystopic it was. Because the quantity of human beings that just get to live plugged in, fed and watered, hydrated, are the rich people. Those are going to be the rich people. The poor people are going to be doing wage slave labor to make sure that's possible.
Yes.
Either that or they're extinct because they're unnecessary due to AI.
Completely unnecessary.
Yeah. That's the WALL-E future part I think they left out.
That they left out is the culling of the herd.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, that's something people need to worry about.
I agree.
For sure. Wow, on an up note. On an up note.
Well, now that we're feeling pretty good.
Jesus. Boy, did we just let the air out of the tires. But I'll tell you what, the show is young. We're going to rebound. And I guarantee you, if you thought that was letting out the... No. It'll get better. I swear. It'll get better.
We're about to deflate hot air balloons next.
We're going to deflate hot air balloons. We're going to kick baby... No, we're not going to do any of that. But
allegedly.
Allegedly. I love that. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and we come back. A little Carpe Diem for you guys. So we'll be right back. Hey, we're back, everybody, and it is now time for Carpe Diem. That is, you find folks sending us your DMs, no matter what they are. They might just, might just be a statement. It could very well be a question, which we might answer.
That's true. We're not obligated to.
No, we're really not.
Yeah.
But you can ask it.
You could even persuade us to answer your question.
Right. Send us a DM and persuade us to answer your DM.
Very true. And that persuasive DM could include things like your social security number.
Yes.
Credit card number.
Important.
Expiration date, the 3 on the back. I know.
Important. All that's, yeah.
Asking for a lot at that point. But you could also send us your VIN number, where the car is located.
Yep. And your mother.
And the title of it. And your mother.
And your mother. We do mother storage. Rather successful. For your protection.
Convenience and protection.
Yeah, for your protection, really. Especially for names kids. For your protection, my guy. At any rate, boy, what nonsense. This is Carpe Diem, though, and Aiden, you have a few over there for us?
I do have a few. I've got one from our boy, our old friend, Kelvin Bowelman.
Oh, yeah, Kelvin.
Asking, why can't anyone get my name right, and why am I not making content anymore? It's a good question there, Kelvin. Sometimes I ask that myself, too. Not even sure I got your name right, to be honest. So I have no answers.
No, that's a rather interesting question, and I would have to say it could very well be. I mean, he's a world-renowned spelunker, so
could be in a hole.
He's in a hole. That is a possibility. There's also another possibility that one of our, I don't want to say stalker. I don't think he stalks us, but he's definitely a fan.
He's around.
You know. But last I checked, I thought he was in his trunk. So
he could be in Stan's trunk too.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
he could be in Stanley's trunk. Where else would he be? I'm not sure. Clearly, I just know he's not behind the microphone.
Yeah, clearly not in AK219 Studios.
Yeah, that's for certain. And I know. I know a woman isn't the reason.
Oh man, you can't laugh about that.
There's no way. That's
not funny.
It's
hilarious.
Well, that is. I was going to say it's a little funny. It can't be that. I've heard he's possibly working all these different jobs now. Maybe selling his schnitzel on the street. I don't know.
Anything to make income, right?
We're guessing.
Yeah.
We're guessing.
We're merely hypothesizing.
Indeed, we are.
In an alleged, hypothetical universe.
Maybe someone should go to his earthworm farm, see if he's alive.
Oh,
remember
right.
he had that gig
about that.
The earthworm farm. He had restaurants in North Korea.
He had. Yeah. Keynote there.
Yep.
Yeah. Didn't really survive that.
No.
20 years.
Yeah, that was tough.
It was rough for him.
It was tough. Tough for Kelvins and tough for earthworms.
Yeah.
Alike. And
you can only sell so many earthworm dishes.
You right? No doubt.
Unique cuisine. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me.
No, not for me either. And quite frankly, Kelvin is Kelvin.
Kelvin. Mr. Bowelman.
Mr. Bowelman. Yeah, he. Hopefully, he resurfaces. Maybe there might be questions.
Oh, there will be questions.
There will be questions after the flogging.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
'Tis necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question here from Hambone, my man Hambone.
All right.
If you had 2 minutes to talk to yourself when you were 20, what would you say?
Was that 2 minutes or 2 words?
2 minutes to talk to yourself when you were 20.
I would maybe give myself as many stock tips as I could possibly think of.
I was thinking that too.
In 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then if there were a remaining 15 to 30 seconds, tell myself the people or situations I absolutely have to avoid. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Those would be 2 incredibly valuable pieces of information.
Yes, I would agree. It's 20, well, when I was 20, that's 5.5, almost 6 years ago. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Stock tips, buy Bitcoin and whatever else. So that way, by the time I'm 25, like I am now, I would be very rich.
Yeah.
Very rich. That would be priority numero uno. I would also... Oh, man. What else would I say? I would probably just give some, regular important tips that I've learned along the way, like kind of what we were talking about earlier, like, hey, don't get caught up in the big picture type thing, like take every day as a blessing because, hey, you made it, right?
Yeah.
So after I get myself stupid rich, I'd probably take the last 10 seconds or so to just be like, hey, keep your head up.
Keep it up. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be A-okay, brother. Final question I received from a man named Dr. Willie. Would you rather have teleportation powers or never have to eat or drink again to survive? It's a good question.
That is a good question. And seeing is that travel is expensive, I really like the teleportation.
I agree.
Because I could sit there and go, man, I wish I had the money to go to Vegas this weekend. Oh, wait. Broop. I'm in Vegas.
I'm in Vegas, right.
I'm in Vegas. That's great. Super. And if I want to go for a couple hours and come home, I can do that too because I can teleport. That is so amazing. That would be so nice. Now, from the eating and stuff, I like to eat and drink.
That's true.
I like the taste of cow in my mouth.
True.
Especially the cooked ones.
Yeah. Mid-rare.
Yeah, whatever.
Put it on a bun.
Put it on a bun. Moo, whatever. I like the tast of meat in my mouth. I knew that wasn't going to work.
Sorry, say again? Sorry, say again?
I love the taste of meat in my mouth.
You have to make sure you enunciate, remember?
Oh.
This is an audio podcast.
I know. Oh, I hate my life right now. Anyway, I like food. I like to drink beer and shots of Jameson.
Yeah.
And so it's not so much as a need as it is a want, and I would still want to do it.
Sure. And I think, like you were mentioning too, how much travel costs, right? Food and drink also costs a lot too. You know, how much your water bill is every month.
That's true.
How much extra you spend on caffeine or alcohol drinks adds up. And food, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month on food just to be able to survive.
Yep.
But does that really matter when you can snap your fingers and go visit family on the other side of the country?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I'll take teleportation 10 times out of 10.
I think so. That would be pretty great because, like, a perfect example, his sisters live halfway across the country.
Right.
And
the U.S. is a very large country for any of our foreign listeners that don't understand the scale of the United States.
Just to give you an idea, if I wanted to drive from here to where his sisters are in the state of Washington, it's a 3-day journey.
3 days, you're talking...
Like 11 hours a day.
11 hours a day without stops.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. So it is expansive. You're talking thousands of miles.
Yes, correct.
From coast to coast.
So that would be amazing to be, your sister to get a hold of you, say Alex in Seattle, and says, "Hey, we're going out to a restaurant tonight. You want to join us?
Right.
I'd love to."
Yep.
Boom, you're there.
Yeah, send me a text when you'll be there. I'll be there first.
Right? That's the amazing part of that.
Yes.
I would be able to reconnect with so many of my college friends that live all over the country. Worth its weight in gold.
Yes. And like anytime you get one of those Midwestern winter days that's just dog ass.
Oh, yeah.
Just be like, teleport me to Southern California.
Yeah. What's Miami Beach got going on?
Right.
Oh, sun, waves. I love it.
Beautiful. Yeah, teleportation 10 times out of 10.
Yep.
Not even close.
I agree. Was that your last one?
That was the last one I got.
All right, very good. I love those. All right, my first one is from @99bottles of beer.
My man.
He says, "My favorite podcast."
Ooh.
Keep it up, guys. What beer have you tried that you thought you wouldn't like that you actually did?
Great question. I would say there's one we have not tried on the show before, but we've tried one from their brewery. Last week we had Victory Brewing. I think it was Witty Monkey or Golden Monkey?
Golden Monkey.
They have one called, I think it's like Sour Monkey or something like that.
Okay.
It's a sour beer, and typically I'm not a huge fan of sour beers because I think the acidic citrus nature mixed with the multi hops can kind of have a vomit-esque taste, like a stomach acid type flavor.
Yeah.
But they do it so well. I was so surprised when I tried that one that I really, really liked it.
Okay.
And I was kind of flabbergasted. I'm like, I have not found a lot of sour beers I enjoy, and this one I not only enjoy, but I really, really like. So, yeah, that one surprised the hell out of me. And then this is a big underdog here for me. Steel Reserve.
Oh,
Steel Reserve. It is some of the cheapest American beer you can buy. It's just malt water.
Yeah.
I mean, it tastes like pumpernickel bread, and you just drink it down. It's like, wow, that's kind of a little cloyingly sweet, but it tastes like pumpernickel bread. It's like, oh man, feels like I'm eating a loaf. And before you finish the pint, you realize, oh man, that's 8.1% ABV. Yeah, it's a little spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised the hell out of me. I never knew I liked malt that much. That like a beer that's just malt would kind of blow me away. And a pint of it costs $1, so it's hard to beat that.
Wow, that's certainly hard.
That's two
to beat. There was one that I tried at a bar out here called Franklin House. It's by Boulevard Brewing.
Okay.
They have this $1 mystery beer night, and I'm always in for it because it's usually either overstock or whatever they got, and they're just like, and they do a service. They do a service to the community, and they have a $1 beer night, and you go, yeah, give me the mystery beer, and they just throw all these really weird beers at you. So this one night I tried from Boulevard Brewing Company. This was the Quirk Pineapple Orange Whip.
Oh, it's a hard seltzer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
I am familiar with that brand.
Are you?
Yes.
And so for me, like, I'm not a huge hard seltzer guy. I'll drink them.
Sure.
For sure. And sometimes you just want to change things up, especially like on a hot day. On a hot day, sometimes a cold seltzer is pretty bueno.
Very refreshing.
It is. I would agree. But I got this, my mystery beer. I'm like, oh, man, because I'm not a pineapple guy. I'm not a pineapple guy on pizza. If you put pineapple on my pizza, I will take the pizza out of the box and I will shove it in your face. But I'll still love you.
Sure.
But I'm shoving the pizza in your face.
It's on principle.
You've just disrespected me in such a way.
We're not even Italian.
We're not. Oh, hey.
I'm cooking a pizza.
I'm cooking a pizza, but we can't speak it. So, to all of our Italian friends, we love you.
Paisano.
Paisano. Hey, paisano. Hey.
The fucking ziti over here.
I keep thinking back to Family Guy where Peter goes in, he's with Brian, he's like, oh, I'm gonna speak to this day. He's like, oh, don't do it, Peter. And he's like bippity boppy, boopity boppity.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I was crying. First time I saw that, I was crying. So
fucking Italian people.
At any rate, I know, right? So at any rate, the pineapple part got me, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna hate this. And I didn't, because the orange was greater in volume to me in there than the pineapple. They didn't let the pineapple overshadow that, which was a good thing. And it was very tasty, and I enjoyed it.
That's wonderful.
Very much. Yeah.
Believe it or not, as far as people know, common listeners might know that I work for a beer distributing company.
Indeed, you do.
In Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area. And that brand is one of the brands we carry. Today, I found out, today as of recording, so yesterday for all you lovely listeners, I found out they have a new one. It's like a Rocket Pop. You know the Rocket Pop popsicles?
Oh, yeah.
A hard seltzer like that, by that brand, tastes like Rocket Pop.
Really?
So it's like the cherry, citrus, blue raz mix. So we may have to keep an eye on that for maybe a future beer review.
Indeed. And the only other thing I can think of, because I'm not a huge IPA guy, was the Island Beats by Lagunitas Brewing Company.
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Those are very tasty.
Yeah, I did like that one. So those are two that I kind of went in, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this.
A little skeptical.
So skeptical. They're pretty good.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
At Football Coast America, what do you guys think about the NFL draft? And how did your teams do? What did you think about Shedeur Sanders' slide?
Well, that's a common L. You know, you associate yourself with fascists. I think sometimes you just take an L like that, and I don't feel bad for you. I think my team did great. That's the Da Bears.
Da Bears.
For anyone curious, I think we did well.
I do too.
You know, I think the GM may be trying to keep his job.
Oh yeah.
You know, pressure's on, and I think he performed well. So I'm looking forward. I think the next couple seasons we will be on the up and up, finally.
Yes.
For the first time in several decades. Maybe longer than that. But
winning division, winning a playoff game, that's got to be the goal.
Yes. at minimum.
Yeah, that's got to be the goal for sure.
I think we're bueno.
I think we're good, and I think so. I think the Bears they get for me they got like a B plus. I also like the Denver Broncos.
Sure,
they get kind of like a C plus. They just did kind of meh, just kind of mid.
Above Av. Yeah.
Above Av though, I would say that's fair. And then as far as Shedeur Sanders, look, the dude didn't hire an agent. He let his dad do all the talking.
It's a bad idea.
And then when you're at the combine and you're having meetings with owners and GMs and you're sitting in front of them and you're dressed like an absolute punk and you got your hood up,
right?
And you're not you have the attitude that you could give two shits that you're sitting in front of them,
right?
To me, it's like, do I want that dude as my face of the franchise?
No.
Do I want that guy right there? He exhibits he's not a leader in the locker room.
No, he's not a locker room guy at all.
No, there's a huge difference between confidence and arrogance. He's way on the arrogant side.
Oh,
so for me, it's like, why would I do that? I've seen quarterbacks come into this league that were arrogant, and they won a total of no Super Bowls.
Right.
So, that's...
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, is he good? Like talent-wise? Yeah. Is he great? No way. No.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take that gamble? No frickin' way. No way. U.S. Team of You 1212.
Oh.
Hello from the Philippines. U.S. military stationed in Batista. The show makes us laugh. You guys have such a cool way of looking at things. Thanks.
My man.
Well, U.S. Team of You, appreciate it.
What a G.
Yep.
What a G. Yo, shout out Philippines.
Shout out the Philippines. It never occurred to me that there are so many Americans overseas.
That's so true.
That we get, we've got quite a reach globally.
That's
so
true.
Far. 25, 26 nations, whatever it is
hit
now.
Curacao for the first time.
Curacao, which is amazing. Yeah. We need to go have their triple sec immediately. I think it's so cool, and it never dawned on me, especially like with the U.S. military and their bases and stuff. First off, thanks for being there, guys. I know that's a job. Appreciate you guys there and doing what you do, but the fact that you're listening is really cool. So
it's very neat.
If you guys are over there listening, we appreciate it. We appreciate you, and thanks for listening. Hopefully we make you laugh.
Mr. 1212, shout-outs.
Shout out, indeed. The next one, we haven't heard from this guy in a while. Sox fan Jerry, 83.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Are you feeling better, Jerry?
Yeah, we may need to check on him. This is his DM to us. I sit alone in the darkness.
Sounds like a Disturbed song.
I know.
The sound of silence.
I sit alone in the darkness. I ponder all life has to offer. My cup runneth empty. Errors, strikeouts, losses, repeat. Does life have meaning? And is there a God? Asking for a friend.
Don't lie to me, Jerry. You're not asking for a friend.
You're not.
You're not.
You're on the ledge, Jerry.
In the south side of Chicago, there is no God. So
no, apparently not.
Yeah, the old black and white, the old Chicago White Sox. No. When
they take the field, they should literally take the field to like taps.
Yeah.
I mean, just play into it. Just play into it.
Yeah. I would just like the hey, goodbye. Play that when you walk onto the field.
Yeah.
So people know, like, okay, this is our time to leave.
You're right.
They're about to start playing baseball. We should leave the stadium.
I've had my campfire shake.
Yeah.
And my hot dog. It's good to go. I
can leave now.
I can leave. Where's Rico Benes? Okay. Let's
Ticket
go.
Well spent.
Indeed. But seriously, Sox fan Jerry, man, just get a hobby.
Yeah, I mean, just throw on your Bears wear when spring hits. Just let the people know that's what you're excited for.
Gotta do it.
You're caught in public wearing a Sox hat? Dude.
Ooh. Come on.
Dude.
That's like, that's just no good.
How do you look yourself in the mirror?
I don't know.
No, couldn't be me.
I don't know. It's almost like wearing a red hat with all these words. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. At any rate, My final one, at Stoner Stanley 420.
My man.
Our guy, our number one fan, Stoner Stanley. Momo and Alan. Have a day, my guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you know... God,
Sorry, say again?
I love when he asks these questions. Do you know where it went? Because I do. And you might just have to think on it. What smells?
I'm going to say it smells, and I'm not sure where it went. I don't think I want to.
I don't either.
I think, I'm going to just wish you a best of luck and thank you for the thank you for the day you've wished for me.
Wished upon us.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that, Stanley.
He's such an inquisitive guy.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
Especially, well, depending on what he's smoking, it can change.
Yeah, he got that perp. He got a little crossfaded. I'm going to say that.
Oh, no doubt. He certainly did. But know where it went, because I do, and you might just have to think on it. What smells?
What smells is probably the fact that your RV, what's he in, a van?
He's in a van down by the river.
It smells like skunk, and that could be because of a dead rodent. It could also be because of what you're smoking.
That's likely.
Here's my take.
Hopefully it's a dead rodent.
I was going to say, here's my take. It might be both.
It could be both.
Yeah.
Is it a rodent, though? We are missing certain people right now.
Oh, no. Kelvin Bowelman.
It could. I'm putting these two things together now. I'm putting them together. I think Stoner Stanley forgot he was in the trunk. I really do.
Or no.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, Stanley.
My man.
We're going to have to check on him one of these days.
Nah, I think it's best we don't.
Best we keep our distance? Yeah, that's fair.
If he sees our faces, we will never not see his.
That's true.
That's what I worry about.
That's fair. That's a fair comment. Before we take our next break, Aiden always shares these other foods with us every week. And they're not just other foods like, oh, look at this hamburger. Isn't it different and cool? Well, yeah. And there's a lot of great burgers in this town.
That's
in
great
other towns,
and grand.
That's great. Aiden's talking about other foods that would make a billy goat puke.
Sure.
And I want to know more. He gives us all these foods, and I never finish this segment going, oh, I would love to try that. It's more like, I need to make sure I never get anywhere near that
Exactly. That's why we always take a break after this segment, because we both need to go vomit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what did you find this week?
Well, my man, my homies, over at the Disgusting Food Museum.
Oh, no.
.com,
okay.
This wonderful publication.
Yes.
They found the cousin of Kasumarzu. Do you?
Okay.
You remember that? That's like the maggot-infested cheese. This is the cousin. It's also out of Sardinia, Italy.
Oh.
It's called Sukalu Sardu.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I also don't really care that much because of what it is. It literally means goat kids rennet, is how it's translated. The baby goat is slaughtered right after drinking milk. The milk is filtered and then poured back into the abosmium, which is the fourth stomach, right? Because they have four stomachs, kind of similar to a cow. So the baby goat drinks the milk, immediately killed. The milk is taken from it, put into its last stomach, which contains the rennet, which of course, rennet makes cheese.
Yep.
The stomach is then rubbed with salt and hung to dry for several months.
Oh, no.
After maturation, the stomach is sliced open. The cheese is eaten on bread. It's called the Sardinian potency booster.
Oh, it's something.
It is a booster. The taste is described as gasoline and ammonia mixed with wax.
Oh, why would we do this?
It's Italiano.
Hey. Oh.
The diet of the mother also affects the milk and thus the cheese because, of course, it's freshly drank and then slaughtered. It's only produced on the east coast of Sardinia, According to local customs, it is sliced on bread, including the stomach walls, mind you.
Ugh.
Either that or it's then fried in lard. It's made directly in the fourth final stomach of a suckling goat because it contains many of the enzymes responsible for digestion, coagulation of the milk. The flavor is, quote, not from me, this is the quote from them. The flavor is rich and complex and is reminiscent of cave-aged cheeses. I do not have any wish to confirm that for myself. When you eat it, this is another quote from them, when you eat it, it starts tasting like a combination of nice goat cheese and gorgonzola. A rather nice experience. A few seconds later, though, the aftertaste starts. A very acidic, stomach acid type flavor, acid reflux, straight up vomit. If you eat enough of it, the vomit aftertaste lasts for several days.
No.
Sukalu sardu.
That's awful.
Oh, yeah. Something about Sardinia, Italy, and their fucked up cheese.
You know what's interesting? And this just popped in my head. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever have a party, you are the party host.
Right.
And it depends on the party, right? The party might be the guys coming over to watch some football, or maybe there's a couple of couples, like couple friends. You play some games and have some beer and wine.
Could be a book club.
And it's fine. It's like a fine. But sometimes there's those parties, right? They're big family parties, or like there's just these gatherings that you host. That you're like, I really wish all of these people would leave my house right now. You have this on call,
yes,
and you have your spread, have your pretzel rods or
like,
whatever.
Oh, Uncle James, have you tried the charcuterie yet?
Right, that's what you do.
Oh, don't mind if I do,
and
kid.
You throw this thing out there. You're like, I want people to leave. I've got just the thing. Oh, you should try this dry aged cheese from Sardinia. It's one of a kind. Oh my god, that's fantastic. And they're gonna grab their wine and they're gonna, oh, I can't wait, and they're gonna try it, and they might not be completely disgusted at first,
right?
But then they will, and they'll all go home.
Yes. Oh, the secret.
So there it is. There it is. I think I just solved a huge problem for people.
That's huge. Every holiday just got easier.
It did. You invite people over for Christmas, and like 2.5, 3 hours later, you're like, I'm totally ready for them to go.
You're trying to have Aunt Margaret leave early.
Really? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, really. Uncle Frederick, he's got to go. How the hell?
Here's a cracker with kasumartsu, and here's a cracker with stomach lining.
I think you'll enjoy it. So that's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that's disgusting.
Oh, it's foul.
That is foul. Well,
leave it to Italy, hey?
We said we were going to prove things on this show. I'm not sure we did so far.
I think the proof is in the pudding.
The proof's in the pudding, or the kazumartsu,
or in the stomach lining. But
kalu, Caillou, whatever.
Fucking Caillou. Bald fuck.
See, we fucked it up again, man. We told people we were going to bring it around town. We're going to make things happy. We're going to joke around. And now we're serving them stuff that would make them puke. We just mentioned Caillou. I mentioned Caillou.
Man.
It's my bad.
Is this the deflation of the hot air balloon?
We did it again. Yeah. We did it again.
We just had to do it to him.
I thought we had a high with Stoner Stanley, and we brought it down. You think we can rebound?
I don't know. Maybe this music will make them feel better.
All right. Let's see. All right, we're back, everybody, and I swear to you, we're gonna turn this franchise around. We're gonna turn this around. We're gonna make people happy, Aiden.
We're gonna refill these tires with air.
Yes.
Self-heal your hot air balloon?
Maybe.
That's not possible.
No. We blew that thing up.
I don't think you can flex tape a hot air balloon.
No. I don't. Well, yeah, maybe.
Maybe Phil Swift would have something to say about that.
I would say so. Hey, if you can tape a boat,
that's right. If you can tape a boat, you can fucking float in the air with flex tape. $19.99 for 2 rolls.
An entire hot air balloon made out of flex tape.
Honestly, I would trust it more
I think it's a goal.
I'd trust it more than Boeing airplanes these days.
For sure. Whoa, hey,
oh.
Woo, wow.
Hey, don't kill me. I'm not a whistleblower.
Hey, no. Well,
allegedly.
Guy's got jokes.
Allegedly.
This guy's got jokes over here. Well, we're now on to You Just Made the List. That is our top 10 list, 10-2. Big number one reveal of, oh, hell, we do just about everything. And now there are quite a few
did we look at the rule book today?
Hang on, hold up.
Flip that open.
There's only one rule.
What's that?
No rules.
Oh,
That's it. That's it. No rules.
My favorite rule, honestly.
That is my favorite rule. So, 10-2, we do our big number one reveal. And this week, it is top 10 favorite bars/pubs. Now, once again, we can go a lot of different directions, depending on your definition of bar/pub.
True.
And depending on how much of a national/world traveler you are. So I'm very interested to see what Aiden's got. I'll start out with mine. I do have an honorable mention this week because the rules did not say I cannot have.
That is true. You could have also had a top 11 because that's also within the rules.
Yeah, I might have a top 11.
My man.
I might.
Do
I think
tell.
you read the tea leaves.
I did.
A little bit.
I'm cool like that.
You are cool like that.
Thanks.
Honorable mention. Joe's on Weed Street in Chicago. Used to go there a lot after softball games. See, the thing about a bar like that, depending on the time of day, it could be dead as a doornail. And then 2 hours later, it's packed. It's just that kind of bar. But when you got people in there, you got the game on, it's a fun bar. Red Line Pub in Chicago.
Ooh.
A lot of UK eats, rarebit and all sorts of...
Beans on toast.
Beans on toast.
It's Tuesday, innit?
We got fish and chips in here.
What?
Your bass beer. Your fish and chips.
Piss and shit.
Yeah. But the cool part is the pub is super, super, super old and haunted. So
oh, beautiful.
That's always fun. Cementos in Valparaiso.
Oh, nice.
Kind of underrated in the local bar scene. I think it gets overshadowed by just a couple of beasts in town that, they're not that.
And they're just a touch off
Just
downtown.
a touch, right.
Touch off downtown.
Just far enough removed where it's a little bit of an issue for them. However, I do have to say, when it comes to the outside shenanigans, as it were, they've got like shuffleboard and they have bags and they have a big backyard with all kinds of stuff.
The old beer garden.
So that is pretty cool.
True.
So that's how they made the list. Boss Bar in Chicago. That is a 4 a.m. bar.
My man.
There are a lot of local strippers that are bartenders at the bar.
That's wonderful for them.
Which is great. It's good to double dip, as it were.
True. I mean, hey.
And double dip is not something they do at the strip club. And double dip is what it meant with
the income.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna not do that. Anyway, it's usually a lot of fun, but once again, it's a 4 a.m. bar, dive bar, and things can get kind of ugly after 1-2 a.m. I know. I've been there. I've done it. I've closed it out. I've been in a fight with a friend. It's a thing.
As it should be.
It's a thing, but most times are good and fun. And, I went there last summer was the last time I went to Boss Bar. Now, I'm not going to say I met a random girl on the internet. That never happened.
No.
I'm not going to say that happened. I'm not going to say she randomly said she was going to be in Chicago and then out of the blue says, oh, by the way, I'm in Chicago. And then it's 11 o'clock at night in Northwest Indiana. And I go, I'll come.
Why ever not?
So I figured out the Boss Bar was closed to our hotel. I go. We go to the Boss Bar. I was tired, so it was a mistake. But we had a couple beers and whatever, and I was ready to leave. Turns out, said individual only wanted me to perform as she was an online creator.
Content creator.
Content.
Sure.
On a certain page.
A forum of sorts.
A forum of sorts, known as Schmonly Schmans. And
I've heard of those.
Yes.
Schmonly.
Yes. And it was weird because she was a little bit younger. Once again, in her 20s, but she was not a Karen in training by any stretch of the imagination. And wanted to produce content with me and was angry when I said I was going to leave. And I'm like, whoa, what just happened? What are we doing? And she was, no, I thought we were going back to my room. I'm like, we literally been drinking beers for 45 minutes. All I know is you're from California, and you were here out of the blue. What is going on right now? And she wanted to create content with middle-aged guys. Oh, well, that's me. So I asked the question out of curiosity because I was already getting ready to bolt. I said, can I ask you? And by this point, she was like done. She was like, okay, I just need to find another guy to do whatever I'm going to do. And so I said, how many other guys like me have there been since you've been here? Oh, 5. Okay, you have a pleasant evening. Now, I don't hold that against the Boss Bar, but this is some crazy shit that happens at the Boss Bar.
Sure.
At 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
you know
happens.
What? She's just out there trying to make a dime.
She's out there trying. I'm sure she's making more than a dime, I'm sure.
She's hustling.
She's hustling. And, so that's the Boss Bar.
That's
a crazy shit that happens at the Boss Bar, for sure.
Imagine if you went, lovely listener.
Yeah, for sure. Howl at the Moon in Chicago. That's a fun bar. Very lively. They usually have sometimes these dueling pianos and stuff. Very kind of a cool place. Fairmont Shores in Fox Lake, Illinois. I have a friend who lives way, way, way up north in Illinois. And on this, not too far from this Fox Lake. And there's all these bars and things that kind of dot the shoreline around this big lake. And so we went to this Fairmont Shores. Now, there wasn't anything spectacular about it per se. Just kind of an average cookie cutter kind of bar restaurant. But when you get onto the deck, which looks right out into the water on a nice summer day, that shit hit right.
Beautiful.
Just hit right. The servers are cool, owners cool. Everybody we met was really neat. So it makes honorable mention.
That's really cool.
For that. Yep. Now we get to the top 10. Number 10, Cork and Kerry, Chicago. Not that one they tried to put by Comiskey Park. Not that thing.
The Kaminsky Park.
Kaminsky Park over by there. Nope. It was actually the one in Beverly on Western Avenue. And it is kind of a cool Prohibition era kind of designed bar, kind of an older bar. But the cool part about it is, once again, a beer garden, which is, it's just smushed in between two old school brick buildings. So you got bricks, you got ivy, you got the big wooden deck. It's a very cool vibe. Cool. Especially if you live in Beverly, had a long day, you go up there for a couple pints of the good stuff and just enjoy it.
True.
So that's my number 10. Number 9, Club La Vela, Panama City Beach. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Good fun.
It's good, wholesome.
Absolutely. Family fun.
Good, wholesome family fun. Sadly, I believe they're currently under construction, so for you folks hoping to experience a Club La Vela night, I think you're going to have to wait. I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Number 8, Sharky's in Panama City Beach. Sharky's is a great vibe. It's not anything special, but it's all made out of wood and all these multi-level decks. There's a little pool thing, and there's a big shark out in front, which is kind of fun. I think I had my picture taken with my leg inside of it. So this is kind of...
That's good.
It's what happens when you're with me and we're drinking. But we had a good time, and Sharky's great. It's a great, cool vibe, just much more, not a club vibe. It's not doonch, doonch, doonch.
Right,
it's not that.
Right.
It's just a very cool, chill, you're on the beach kind of vibe. Really, really cool. Number 7, Franklin House in Valparaiso. It is a dive bar with a bomb menu, and most people wouldn't realize that. And it's fun. They have a lot of fun nights, a lot of a karaoke this night and DJ this night, and Tuesday Booze Day, which is half off everything,
that's wonderful.
That's a wonderful, wonderful night. Makes you regret working on Wednesday, though. That is for sure. So Franklin House is pretty great. It's a building that's actually been there since 1857, wow. I believe. Used to be an old train station, hotel thing, whatever.
It is right near the train station. Yep. That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool. The history's cool. And everybody that works there is very chill. Sometimes with a little bit of attitude, but for that type of place, you're yep. That's
makes sense.
That's what you want. Number 6, 74th Street Ale House in Seattle. I was in this part of Seattle called Finney Ridge, and I went to see my daughter. And when I flew in, this is a story that I'll tell you another day. It should not take 14 hours to get from point A to point B. It did, whatever. I finally got to her place to find out she had to work. All I wanted to do is just like chill on a couch and have a beer and then figure out where we're going to drink. So she had to work. I'm like, okay. And so I sat there and I had a book and I read for like 20 minutes. I'm like, nah, fuck this. So I'm like walking out the front door. She's like, where are you going? I said, are there places to drink up the street? She's like, oh, sure. I'm like, okay, bye.
See you.
Walked right out. And I'm like, how long are you going to be here? I'll be here another hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm like, I'll see you. I'm like, that's all I needed to know. And found it on accident. It was just a really fun place.
That's wonderful.
Very cool, like corner-style bar. Very, very neat. It's in a neighborhood's called Finney Ridge. So if you're a Chicago person, think Lincoln Park-ish kind of area. That's what it is. Number 5, Shuba's Tavern in Chicago. I mentioned them with the cool Schlitz thing in the front. Great, great place to see a band. So if there's ever a band there, music you like, whatever, go check it out. Shuba's is awesome. Number 4 is Zombie Club, Crown Point, Indiana. I got to put them in there, and not just because my friend Melissa works there and she's an awesome bartender. It's just a lot of fun. Like it's a vibe. It's a complete vibe. There's darts. There's like a huge Jenga set, like massive, like imagine like the building blocks you had as a kid. It's made out of these big blocks. And so like it's literally like 4 foot high and you get to like,
oh yeah.
And so when people lose, it's like, ka-dung, and it startles the shit out of you. So that's always fun. They have one of those big ring games, so it's like on a swing, and you put the ring, and the ring's supposed to catch on the hook.
Yeah.
So they got one of those too. So it's a vibe. It's a lot of fun, and they do fun things there. They do trivia there, which is a lot of fun. But it's great, and it's on what they call the Square in Crown Point, Indiana. So a lot of other cool places to go there as well. So check it out. Number 3, Doc Ford's Rum Bar and Grill in Fort Myers, right on the water. Actually, it's on the water, but it's like by the bridge. So there's this bridge you go over from mainland Florida, and you go over this bridge, and that kind of takes you to this little long peninsula that is Fort Myers Beach, where there's hotels and restaurants and bars and stuff. And Doc Ford's is really cool. It's this big place, and it's right there on the water by the bridge, and you can get really good food, and you can tank up real well.
Yeah.
Real well there. Yeah, they make drinks, and they make them strong.
Good.
Very good. And number 2, Kitty O'Shea's in Chicago.
My man.
Irish bar, Irish
it's the
pub.
place to be.
They've got shepherd's pie, and they've got Dublin wings, and they've got corned beef and cabbage, and they got all that stuff, and Smithwick's on tap, and Guinness on tap, and poured properly. You gotta love it.
Yes.
You gotta love it.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I should have put this on here on my honorable mention, Nine Brothers.
Yes.
Which I did not put on my list. I thought about it, and then I forgot, but I just remembered because I was talking things Irish. I'm going to put Nine Brothers in my honorable mention. It's in West Lafayette, Indiana, right by Purdue. Is going to be our regular stop when we go to a football game.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Very, very nice.
And my number 1, which will wait.
Ooh, well, I'll run 10 through 2. And now I'm not huge into the bar scene because I've got this little CDL that pays my bills, and I've got to protect that with my life.
Don't want to mess that up.
Do not want to mess that up. So some of these places I simply deliver to, and they look wonderful.
That's fair.
But a majority of these places I have been to and been a patron of. Number 10 on my list is the former Valero's in Valparaiso, Indiana. It is a Mexican restaurant, but I think about half a year ago they moved into a new location.
They did.
And it's a multiple level location.
Yes.
And they've got a level that's just a bar. And it's really cool. It looks wonderful. They've got this big outdoor patio. The food's fantastic anyway. And then you just get this, like, it's not fancy, but it's so clean.
Yeah.
It's so clean. Very, very cool. Number 9 on my list, as it was on yours, Zombie Club. Had to put them on there. Have not been myself, except for delivering there. But I know the vibe, because I've been inside. I know the vibe. Delivering there is a pain in the ass. I'll say that. I'm allowed to say that.
You are allowed to say that.
But yeah, it's very cool. Number 8 on my list, controversial on this show.
Okay.
But I have a lot of good memories there, is the Waiting Room in Valparaiso, Indiana. Just this neat little bar that just plays music on vinyl and it blasts in your face and it's a great time, and most of the people there are really, really cool. Number 7 on my list is Off Square Brewing.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that is a cool place.
Crown Point, Indiana. I mean, they're a brewery, so they make their own brews there, and they are fantastic. They make a good pizza, too.
Yeah, they do.
So that's a good vibe. That's not really like a, hey, I'll show up there and get tanked kind of thing, which, you know, if that's your type of bar, that's not this place. But
no, it's a chill bar. You're getting pizza, you're getting wings. Yeah, for sure.
If you're there for some pizza and to sample, 5 or 6 different types that they brew, that's the place to be. Number 6 on my list, curveball, Industrial Revolution.
Oh.
Is a bar eatery in Valparaiso, Indiana. Its food is top tier. The burgers are fantastic. They make this molten cheese queso dip for chips that's amazing, but they've got a full bar. Bar. That's, if you're looking for a couple of fantastic drinks and some amazing food, I would highly recommend. None of these places are sponsored, by the way. I'll say that. Number 5 on my list.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Duffy's Place is number 5.
Oh, did I forget Duffy's?
Yeah, you forgot Duffy's.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
Duffy's is an honorable mention.
They got that fun...
No rules.
No rules, that's true. Fun outside beer garden. They got bags. They got darts. Oh, what else do they have? They got horseshoes.
Yeah.
Fun, neat little place. And they've got one of those, like, little... not DJ box. It's like a jukebox on the wall.
Yes.
Yeah. And those are always fun because you're like battling people to play the songs you want to hear.
Jumping people, and then somebody jumps you.
Yeah. And then, of course, in the Midwest, you're hearing all this American country music that's all dog shit. You're like, nah, I just want to hear Kendrick Lamar, man. Fuck off.
Exactly. A lot of live bands there, too.
That's
pretty
true.
Good bands.
That's true. Number 4 on my list, Franklin House, as you said. Dive bar. They got karaoke some nights. It's just a fun vibe. Number 3 on my list, Kitty O'Shea's. It's just the place to be.
Kitty O'Shea's is great. They have music, too, and it's usually Irish bands, folk bands, things like that. But they have, like, real, like, literally, like off-the-boat Irish people working behind the bar.
Yeah.
And so they know how to pour.
Yes.
They know how to pour a Guinness, for sure.
As they should.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2 on my list is a place we went to on your last birthday, Three Monkeys Pub.
Oh, damn it.
Crown
That's
Point,
a good one,
Indiana.
too. Three Monkeys is great.
It is really wonderful. I mean, they've got screens everywhere to watch every game you want to see. They've got dozens of screens everywhere. And the food's fantastic. We tried, what was it? The monkey rolls?
Bread. The monkey bread's so good.
Really, really fantastic.
Yeah, I had some friends that went there the other night, and apparently they were getting ready to close, and the kitchen was closed, and they're like, no monkey bread. I was like, oh, that'd be sad. That'd be so sad.
I'd be devastated.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, so that is my number 2.
Ooh, wow. I have a funny feeling I know maybe what your number 1 is, because I haven't heard it yet. But my number 1 is Ghost Bar in Las Vegas, and Coyote Ugly in Las Vegas. So I've been to 2. I'll talk Ghost Bar first. Ghost Bar is Ghost Bar in Las Vegas is a great place. Now, it's in the Palms Hotel. It's on the roof.
Oh.
Now,
fancy.
Anyone that knows me knows I do not like heights.
True.
At all. This was a major miracle to get me to go up there. Anyway, the story is I get this great, like, long weekend at the Palms. Like, room was like $39 a night. Like, I got us a sweet deal. And part of the sweet deal was getting free VIP pass to the Ghost Bar. And I'm like, great. So I talked to my friend and I said, hey, dude, make sure you bring your suit coat because we're hitting up this Ghost Bar on our last night here. What does he not bring?
Oh.
He does not bring a suit coat. But I'm like, okay, I'm going.
Right.
I brought mine. I am going to this bar. I'm so glad I did. I get up there. It's like 8:30. And it's a blast. Like inside, it's all like glass and neon. And it looks like something out of Miami Vice.
Right.
I mean, it's just crazy. But then you step out into this veranda, and it's rather large. And I made the mistake of looking up.
Oh,
I looked
no.
up to go, oh, yep, we're on the roof. I just saw the big Palm sign, and I'm like, oh, man. And my stomach just went, just dropped. I'm like, oh, no. And so So I'm like, okay, I'm going back inside. So I go back inside. I made friends with the guy in the bathroom. Not what you think. So I made friends.
So to recap on this episode.
Oh, no.
My father likes meat in his mouth and the man from the bathroom. For anyone who is wondering where we're at, please do tell.
All right, back to the guy in the bathroom.
So this guy in the bathroom. I told him I like meat in my mouth.
Next. So he's the guy that, like, he has the mints, he has, like, the cloth you wipe your hand with, and, like, that guy in the bathroom.
Yes. The
What
assistant.
A shitty job. Anyway. I make friends with him. I go in there and I'm talking with him. You know why? Because he's not out on the roof. So I'm hanging out with the dude.
He's got that bonus.
I'm drinking gin and tonics with the dude in the bathroom. Really, it's going to be fine. So he's also selling cigars.
My man.
At that point, I don't believe we were buddy-buddy with Cuba yet in terms of...
Oh, he had Cubanos.
He had Cubanos.
Oh.
So he's like, man, you want some Cubanos? I'm like, dude, yes, excellent.
Man.
So I'm tipping him well, and I'm drinking gin and tonics. The bartender's giving me like 2 for 1. Dude, I'm rocked.
Oh,
I am like 8 gin and tonics in. I am feeling good. I'm on my second Cubano. I'm brave. I'm going back out on the roof.
I must go to the edge.
For 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm going to face my fear. Number 2, because that's where all the hot women were at.
Oh, sure.
So I go out on the roof. I'm having a great time. An amazing bar. And I'm like, I'm going to walk to the edge. I'm going to put my hand on the railing. I'm going to walk to the edge. But I'm not going to look down because that would be stupid.
Sure.
I look straight ahead out onto the... Because that's what you're looking at. The Palms is just off strip. So when your view is the strip all lit at night.
Yeah.
Unfrickin' real.
That's awesome.
So I did that, and literally I could feel my legs shaking.
Oh, sure.
I could feel them shaking. And everybody else was like, woo, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why do I feel like I'm about to die? This is terrible.
Why am I the only one panicking?
Why am I the only guy with the gin and tonic shaking in his right hand? So I did it for like a minute or two, and then I'm like, okay, I faced my fear. I'm getting the hell out of here. And there's a much grander story that happens afterwards involving winning lots of money, driving around with a Lamborghini with some Arab guy I just met. It's an amazing story. It's what happens when a low-level menace is by himself in Las Vegas. But definitely Ghost Bar. And then Coyote Ugly. Once again, out by myself in Las Vegas. Oh, Coyote Ugly. I remember they used to have one of these in Chicago. Amazing. Like music. They're dancing on the bar. It's crazy. It got crazy, and we're going to leave it at that. Coyote Ugly, Ghost Bar, Las Vegas.
That's fun. That's a fun number 1.
It is a fun number 1.
My number 1 may be what you inferred. It's the 9 Irish Brothers in Westlaw. We went there for the Purdue Spring game this year. So excellent. I mean, you want to talk about the perfect Guinness pour.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty O'Shea's got it. 9 Irish Brothers got it, dude. To be fair, they both got it. But, I mean, to get that in, like, the middle of Indiana, that's rare.
That is rare, right?
That's rare.
Oh, for sure.
And the food was phenomenal. I mean, the Irish breakfast, they got the bangers and mash. What did I get? What did I get?
Yeah, that Irish breakfast was great.
That Irish breakfast was phenomenal. They had the Dublin wings, too.
Dublin wings.
They were fantastic.
Somebody got the bangers and mash.
Yeah.
Was that Cody?
I think so. It's our boy Cody.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
That was good. Gosh, I can't remember what you got.
Yeah.
You got this. Did you get the corned beef or the Reuben? You got the Reuben. I think you got the Reuben.
I got some with some. It was phenomenal. All I'm saying is it was phenomenal. I wasn't driving, so I was several pints in. But yeah, it was a very fun time.
It was.
And it's just a great... the big outdoor area.
The outdoor area is fun.
Was very fun.
And then there was this Purdue... God, what team was it?
Hurling.
Hurling,
yeah. And that homeboy came up to us. They were going to pour Guinness into the trophy
into
they
the
won.
trophy, yep.
It's like, oh, yeah, I'm an alum, but they just won the big thing. And we're like, oh, I'm a man. Like, we were the table in the corner clapping with them, and they pointed over at us like, yeah, our boys.
Yeah, we were starting it up for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was fun.
It was a very fun time. Great vibes, and just a phenomenal place to be.
No doubt.
My numero uno.
I love it. That's great. Before we get to our next break, I have a little review preview action. And actually, we got a couple things to talk about, but I'm going to review The Accountant 2. It sees the return of Braxton and Christian Wolf, portrayed by Ben Affleck and John Barenthal. The duo dives headfirst into a gripping mystery surrounding the deaths of Tomas and Raymond King. This time, they are joined by the fierce Maribeth Medina, who is determined to uncover the truth. As the plot unfolds, the film introduces Edith Sanchez, a mother driven by vengeance to find her husband's killer. Set against the backdrop of Juarez, Mexico, the stakes escalate with Edith's son Alberto held captive in a dangerous compound. The chemistry between Affleck and Barenthal shines throughout, blending humor with intense action. Their witty banter, like debates over cat ownership and awkward sunscreen applications,
Hell yeah,
brings levity amid the chaos, leaving audiences in stitches. The film masterfully balances thrilling sequences with heartfelt moments, showcasing their brotherhood and loyalty. As the climax approaches, viewers are kept on the edge of their seats, anticipating twists that challenge the characters' resolve. The Accountant 2 proves to be a roller coaster of emotion, filled with sharp action, laughter, and unexpected turns. For fans of the first movie, the sequel is a must-see, reaffirming that Braxton and Christian are the new action duo worth rooting for. I give The Accountant 2 8.3 out of 10.
That's solid.
It's a higher ranking than the first Accountant, which I think I gave a 7.8 or a 7.9. I loved it. Those two, what a team. And it's like I said, it's funny, and it's there's scenes that are just like lighthearted, and it's fun because like I'm not giving anything away, but Affleck's character's on the spectrum.
Sure.
So like imagine being that, but also being a master assassin.
Right.
Who thought of that?
Yeah.
And it just works.
That's great.
It's amazing.
Chef's kiss.
Oh, for sure. It's so good. My preview is the Thunderbolts, which I'll review next week. An unconventional team of anti-heroes, Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, Red Guardian, Ghost, Taskmaster, John Walker, find themselves ensnared in a lethal trap orchestrated by the cunning Valentina de Allegra de Fontaine, that's what her name is, with formidable villain known as the Void, played by Lewis Pullman. He was really good, by the way, but I can't say that now. I'll say that next week. Looming over them, they are thrust into a perilous mission, each haunted by the darkest corners of their past. As they navigate treacherous landscapes and face their inner demons, they must learn to trust one another and harness their unique skills. The tasks escalate as they confront the Void, forcing them to unite for a chance at redemption. Directed by Jake Schreier and featuring an ensemble cast, this thrilling tale explores the true meaning of heroism amidst chaos. Thunderbolts premieres May 2nd across theaters nationwide.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
I would say it's good, but I can't.
But you can't yet. That's the preview.
It's the preview.
Yeah.
I'll say it next week.
Oh.
Because I, quote unquote, haven't seen it yet.
Of course.
It's not like I went the first night it was out.
No.
I wouldn't do that with a Marvel movie, would I?
Oh, my goodness.
Pshaw.
The listeners wouldn't dare think.
They wouldn't dare think that. But next week we'll definitely review it. Review it. It was good. But anyway, before we take our break, Aiden always gives us a little nugget, little tidbit on things that we need to know about. Things, I don't know, maybe while we were sleeping, a game, a movie, a show that we should know about.
So true.
What should we know about?
While you were snoozing away, this little video game snuck past you. A game called The Cabin Factory.
Ooh.
A PC horror puzzle game where players take on the role of a cabin inspector in a factory that produces haunted cabins. It's inspired by these psychological horror games like PT, Exit 8, Observation Duty, things like that.
Yeah.
The game tasks players with inspecting cabins that show up on a conveyor belt to determine whether they are haunted in the literal sense or in the figurative sense.
Oh.
Because they're producing haunted cabins for, like, attractions, but you have to find out whether they're haunted.
Oh.
So you have to detect whether there's movement inside. Each cabin is based on the real story where a family tragedy occurred in one of the cabins, and all of the props are related to that family tragedy. So you have to determine whether these cabins are haunted enough for, like, the attraction scene, or haunted to the point where, hey, I might die inspecting this cabin.
Oh.
So it's anomaly horror game-esque, but there's also that impending doom of, like, if I'm wrong, one of these family members might come to life and kill me.
Wow.
And then there's the, pardon me, there's the underlying story.
Yeah.
Of what happened to the family in the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Did they perish? If they did perish, how did they perish? Who's at fault? Because who's haunting you in the game when you find the actual haunted anomalies?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gotta play to find out.
Right.
So it's very fun and engaging, and the graphics look phenomenal. I think the game, I own it on my computer. It'll be on my channel, Aiden Spelled the Right Way, here soon. But, not to plug, but I'll plug.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks amazing. It costs like $4.
Really?
It's like a full, you could sink a couple hours into it. It costs $4
Oh, that's easy.
for the video game,
Yeah.
and it's crisp looking.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
It looks amazing. I have one of the better graphics cards. It's not an expensive one, but it's better than the benchmark average.
Sure.
And even that has trouble running on, like, the ultra graphics settings. Like, that's how clean it is. Like, I have to run it on, like, medium or high. Like, it looks amazing. So, The Cabin Factory. If you've got a decent PC and $4 and you like horror games, I will suggest that for you.
That's awesome. The Cabin Factory.
Yes.
That's
it
amazing.
Is creepy and cool.
Creepy and cool. I love games like that. Make sure you guys try it at $4. How could you not?
Absolutely.
You now have a homework assignment.
My man.
Let's go. All right, we're going to take one more break. We're coming back, and we're going to drink some beer. We may have been drinking some already, but let's pretend we are not. And we're going to come back. We're going to drink some beer. And we're taking a break from World of Weird News. We're going to try something a little different. We've done it before. You may recognize it.
We'll do it again.
Stick around. Hey, we're back, everybody. I told you we bring it around town. We're feeling good, and we're going to start sampling some beers. This is our beer review. And, Aiden, what do we have? This delightful beer, this delightful aroma. What do we have tonight?
This is the Blinding Light Show by War Pigs Brewing. And War Pigs Brewing is an interesting company because they are co-owned or co-brewed by Three Floyds, which is a local brewery in northwest Indiana, and Mikkeller Brewing, which is from Denmark.
Okay.
So they both own War Pigs. So this Blinding Light Show brew is the U.S. version, and then in Denmark they make Blinding Light Show, the Denmark version.
Oh.
So we have the U.S. version, of course, that's the only one we can get. But it is apparently an ale brewed with orange and lemon peels. Kind of spicy, 7.5%.
Mm-hmm.
So a touch higher than your normal brew. But we both like ales, and I'm a citrus guy. I might not be a sour beer fan, but I am a citrus guy. So I'm interested to taste this beer. And if you at home are enjoying a brewski yourself, let us know what you're having and if you like it.
Indeed.
We're going to rank this beer on a scale from 1 to 5 and tell all of you lovely people how this Blinding Light Show by War Pigs Brewing is.
Indeed.
Not sponsored, but we will give an honest opinion.
Yes, we will. That's what we
My
do.
man, Sláinte.
Sláinte. Okay, interesting.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
I understand the lemon and orange peel now.
Yeah.
Because it's not lemon and orange. It's the bitters of the peel that come through.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Like, it's almost that orange marmalade-y type vibe. Definitely lemon oil. Like, it's not lemon citrusy sweetness. It's like lemon oil in your face, citrus bitter type flavor. Very refreshing. I mean, you're talking summer day, this would kill it. It's like
for sure.
It's like a shandy if you were to increase the bitterness by 5.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's fair to say.
That is fair.
I enjoy it. I like bitter things. I like my coffee black, like my men. So this is right up this is right up my alley, to be completely honest.
Lay 'em down and slack 'em jack 'em.
So not to be biased, if you're not a fan of bitter, you might not enjoy this. I am a fan of bitter, and I do enjoy this. I'm going to give this a 3.25 out of 5.
All right. I'm walking on a fence here in that there are certain things of a bitter nature I do like, things I don't. Typically with my beers, I don't. But I do like citrus in my beer.
Sure.
So, like, for example, I love a Weiss beer.
Yeah.
Like, that's really good. So, that being the case, it's a bit of a quandary for me. And the fence that I'm sitting on is the 3 fence, as it were.
Oh, sure.
Because it lingers on the palate a little bit too long.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
For my liking. But
I get that.
I do love the citrus taste a lot. So, that being the case, I'm gonna go with straight 3.
3.0.
3.0 is where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
It is solid. If it's in the fridge, I'm gonna drink it. But it's not one of those situations where I feel like I'm gonna pound 10 of them.
Sure.
I don't think that's this beer. But on a warm summer day, am I going to have a couple of them? Sure.
Right.
No question.
Yeah.
It's good.
As you said, the bitter does tend to stay on the tongue for a while after it's out of your mouth. But, yeah, it's just like you could have 1 or 2, maybe after mowing the lawn or something.
Yep.
Very refreshing in that way.
No doubt. I've got, on my flavor profiles, I selected hoppy and tropical.
Yeah, I got hoppy too.
I think it's that balance.
Yeah. I added citrus and bitter as well to mine.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I enjoy it.
I do too. I definitely do. And it's very interesting. One thing we don't typically talk a lot about is like the can design. And I think the design of the can is, like, if I had to rate that on a 5, I'd probably give it like a 4.5. It is so cool.
Really cool. Yeah. This is one of the brands we carry at my job, or distribute rather, at my job. And we have a trailer that, tractor trailer, semi-truck, transport truck, whatever you call it. One of our trailers is designed with War Pigs branding on it. Easily one of the coolest trailers we have. Because it looks like one of these cans.
Oh, no way. That is so neat.
Really cool. If anyone out there is curious, you can look up like the War Pigs Brewing can designs. It's fantastic art. So, really, really neat.
Yeah, indeed. I would agree. But it's not over yet. We're going to wrap this up.
That's so true. That was the official beer review.
I said we'd bring this thing around town. It took maybe a little bit longer than I wanted to. But I think we did.
Damn right.
I think we were pretty damn successful. And, I mean, it could be the copious amounts of positivity we've been drinking.
Yes.
Copious amounts. Word of the day. You're welcome. But we typically do finish with World of Weird News. Now, we switch it up from time to time.
Keep it fresh.
With a couple of different...
Call us the Febreze Brothers.
Feels so fresh right now.
The last time, Alan.
Last time, Alan. So this time we're going to do a tier listing.
Tier listing.
Now, this is something that's come over from the AK219 guys, but I've got one of them here. So it's legal. We're
That is
not
true.
violating any laws.
Absolutely not. I give full consent to provide the tier listing that I created for AK219 on the Mark Mo Show.
And you know what? To be completely honest, even if, I don't know, say the Supreme Court voted 9-0 to say, hey, you can't do that, we could still do it.
That's so true. It seems that way these days.
Yeah, like they're not even
strange.
important anformall.
Yeah, really weird. It's
Pretty
almost like a
interesting.
dictatorship or something.
Kind of like, I am king.
Yeah.
I am king of the forest. Oh, my God, what a clown. Anyway,
Idiocracy.
we said we we're going to stay positive. Let's finish strong. God damn it. We're going to finish strong, I'm telling you. All right, we got tier listing. What are we doing?
Absolutely. We are tier listing American cities.
Okay.
Pretty subjective. Well, it's a tier list. Of course, it's going to be damn subjective, right? We're ranking things. But we're taking American cities and we're giving them a rank from F being the worst of the worst of the worst, D being bad, C being mid, B being good, A being great, S being supreme, the best of the best of the best. Now, I have 40 American cities.
Ooh.
I have the 30 most populous in order, and then I've got 10 other American sports cities that weren't included
Okay.
in those 30 populous ones. So
we going to split these up?
we may
Do
split-
part 1, part 2?
We absolutely could. I see nothing illegal about that decision.
I think we should take that into next week, too.
Part 2, leave the people on a cliffhanger. No!
I think so. I think we have to do that.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, they might do that in certain Marvel movies I haven't seen yet, have seen.
Well, we're gonna strip down this population rank. Now, a good handful of these cities I have not been to. I'm not sure if you have. You've been a lot of places.
I've 44 states, 45.
44?
I lose count.
I'm somewhere in the 30s, I think.
That's impressive.
But yeah, most of these cities I've not been to. So if I have not been to these, I will not give my opinion, unless otherwise granted.
Okay.
And the ruling will fall onto you.
Ooh, okay.
Number 1, New York City.
New York City. Been there a couple times. I like it quite a bit. I would go A.
A?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fun. I don't like their sports teams very much.
Nope, I don't. But if you're talking food, if you're talking...
Culture.
And I'm not a New York pizza guy. And I know that we can have this battle, ladies and gentlemen, at some other date. I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite. But
floppy ass,
in
greasy
general,
ass pizza.
Italian restaurants, steak joints, all that. New York's got great places, good bars, pubs, the whole thing. If you go out on Long Island, it's amazing. Port Jeff is cool. And White Plains is suburban-y. It's fine. But if you're out in Manhattan, out on the Isle, it's pretty neat. Definitely solid A.
Solid A?
Yeah.
I have never been, and besides my opinion on the sports teams, I got nothing to add. NYC gets an A.
There we go.
They also have, pretty fun rappers come out of there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good culture out in New York City. You want to talk culture? The next one on the tier list, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, it's an interesting city. That's one, boy oh boy, that's one where it's like not even a city because it's just so vast and spread out, and it's hard to determine. It's almost like a bunch of little cities that make up like one city.
7 different city centers.
Yeah, it really does. It's kind of bizarre. I don't hate it. I love it. When I go out there, I have a lot of fun because that's like the goal. This is a city that's fun. Go have fun.
Right.
Don't try to look for any sort of cultural redemption or anything like that because I don't think you're going to find it in Los Angeles.
Right.
A solid B. A solid B for LA.
Solid B. I think I want to kick that up. And, this is... It's 2 of us, right? So, of course, we have to...
Oh, yeah. We have to agree.
We have to agree. I would want to kick that up to a B+ or A- maybe.
Okay.
Because of the amount of culture that's come out of L.A.
And you're talking like West Coast rap.
West Coast rap. If you're talking Hollywood. I mean, if you're talking about...
That's true.
The inspiration in American film and music culture, a lot of that's come out of the West Coast, and a lot of that is L.A.
That's fair. That is fair. I'll go B+.
B+?
I will agree with you on that.
LA will kick up to a B+. That brings us to city number 3, Sweet Home Chicago, baby.
S. And I don't mean to be a homer on this. I really don't. But when you've traveled as much as I have and been to most major American cities, I feel I can say it with absolute confidence that summertime in Chicago, there's not another major city I would rather be in. It's fantastic. If you're looking for culture, Chicago has it. And they have neighborhoods that are rich in culture, from Puerto Rican neighborhoods, Mexican neighborhoods, Bronzeville. So if you're looking for African American culture, you've got that. You've got Swedish neighborhoods up north, German neighborhoods, Ukrainian
Polish.
village, Polish, definitely Polish stronghold, a little Irish, a little German. You got a little bit of everything. So you have that within the neighborhoods. But city center itself, there's 1.5 million things to do.
Oh, yeah.
The lakefront, it's almost like an ocean. I mean, it's a massive lake, and it's beautiful. And it's so blue in the summer, and the boats out there.
Calling it a lake is almost unfair.
It's almost unfair. Yeah. And they have this thing called the playpen. So people take all their boats and they kind of bring them into this one section of the lake, and people just jump off their boats and they swim and they ride their jet skis, and it's great. Even at Christmas time in Chicago with the lights and the Kindle Market.
Oh yeah, man!
It's Chicago. Honestly, there's no other city like it. And granted, I am not the world traveler, so maybe if I were to London or Paris or Berlin or some other place, Dublin, I would feel a little bit differently. But right now, I don't. There isn't another one that matches with it.
Yes,
in my opinion.
I would agree. No notes. Chicago, S, absolutely. Next one on the list I've not been to. I'm not sure if you have. Houston, the fourth most populous in America.
I've not been to Houston. I do have friends that live in Houston. I do know it is hot. I know it is humid. From as far as cultural goes, or things that you maybe get out of Houston, other than maybe food.
Yeah, food. You got the Texans, C.J. Stroud.
Right. So you got Texans.
Fun.
You got football. So there are some. But then you got baseball cheaters. So
right.
That's the sports is kind of a wash.
Trastros, right?
The Trastros,
and then you get August where it's 110 degrees with 80% humidity.
That's tough. I'd have to.
I'm thinking C.
I'm not gonna quote unquote bag it per se, but
sure.
C. I think is fine.
C plus maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, we'll go C. Make it even. Next one on the list I have been to. I'm not sure if you have. This is Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona, and I've been to Phoenix briefly. Spent a lot of time in Tempe, where Arizona State is. Had a blast. When you're poolside with a bunch of
Twin Cities.
Yeah. when you're poolside with a bunch of co-eds and dudes, frat guys, and you're playing catch or football. And it's a great time, And I was not sober, but it was a really great.
As the Lord intended.
As the Lord intended, it was a great time.
Sure.
But Phoenix is just kind of, and no offense, to people from Phoenix, it's just meh. It's just there. It's like
okay.
It's like Schaumburg in the desert.
Yeah.
So I would
agree.
I would give it a C.
You know what? I agree. I think I'll go C. When I went there, I was a wee lad. I want to say mid-teens or something maybe young teens. But yeah, we went in the summer. It had to have been June or something like that. June or July. And it's hot, but it's dry hot.
It's different.
So
you're right.
Their 105 degrees feels like our 90 or 95.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. And of course I got sunburned because I got that pale-ass Irish skin. And 15 minutes in the sun, I look like a fucking lobster. But it was fun. But I was also with family. Extended family, but I was with family. So that sways my opinion. But Phoenix is fine.
It's fine.
It's a C. We'll go to the sixth most populous city, Philadelphia.
Philly. Now, that's funny because I used to...
D- maybe?
I used to have a sports show on the radio. And Aiden was a co-host for a long time. We had other guest hosts, and we used to bag on Philly all the time.
That's true.
From a sports perspective.
Yes.
So the Flyers and the Eagles and the Philly, they can go to hell.
Yes.
But that aside, I kind of get the vibe of the people. I kind of get it.
Very, very proud people.
Right. So Delco and all that, I get it. They seem to have some underrated pizza going on. Philly
Yeah.
cheesesteaks, dude.
Dude, you
I love me a
you
Philly
automatically
cheesesteak.
get a plus.
That's a plus for the Philly
Yeah.
cheesesteak, man. And of course, the birth of the country and the bell. And one of my favorite movies is Rocky. Rocky takes place in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I think B is a fair score.
I'm willing to go B plus
Okay.
on the fact that they beat the KC Chiefs last Super Bowl.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Damn you, NFL, for making me root for the Eagles last year.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Philadelphia, an unexpected
B plus.
B
I love that.
plus. Next up, San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas.
I don't know much about them besides the Spurs.
A lot of history, the Alamo, the whole thing. They probably deserve an NFL team. They got the Alamo Dome down there. It'd be kind of a cool venue.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of in the Houston ballpark for me. I would probably... I'll go C plus.
C plus.
I'll go C plus.
That sounds fair, and I agree completely. Next up on the list, something whale's vagina, San Diego.
San Diego. Absolutely.
Anyone
San
that has
Diego.
not seen Anchorman is really, really confused right now.
Yes.
And that sounds like a task for you to go watch Anchorman.
You should. Watch Anchorman for sure.
San Diego gets a plus on whatever their score is.
San Diego.
Simply because of Anchorman.
Absolutely.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
I give it a solid A. Street tacos. I'm not a big fish taco guy, but apparently some of the best fish tacos you can get on this planet are out of San Diego.
Sounds fair.
The California burrito was invented in San Diego as well. The Padres Stadium looks cool as hell. I'd love to check that out sometime. Yeah.
Seems cool.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's like you have LA and all the craziness that LA brings with that, the former heavy metal scene and Whiskey a Go-Go and partying at the beach and, did I wake up next to a young person in my day? Yes, that was a thing in
as
LA.
As a wee lad yourself.
As a wee lad myself, a college dude waking up next to a college girl in the morning, not knowing what the fuck happened. That happened. That's LA. That shit happens there. San Diego is more of like a wine and cheese and fish tacos. Class.
San Diego.
Yeah, it's an A. Straight
Yes.
up A.
I agree completely. Next on the list, Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. I rank that a little bit differently than...
Fuck the Cowboys.
The others.
Whatever their
Fuck the
score
Cowboys
is,
anyway.
They get a minus on it.
They get a minus on that, but JFK, Dealey Plaza, all of that. The Sportatorium, I believe, is in Dallas, Texas. That was the birth of world-class championship wrestling. Von Erichs and Chris Adams and Ric Flair used to... Oh, my God, it was the classics. So that still holds a part in me for sure. And look, I'm not a big country music guy, but I get some of the country stuff, and I get the food that comes with it, which is amazing comfort food. I would say B for Dallas.
And we'll go B minus because it's Dallas, Texas.
Because it's the Cowboys.
Yeah,
okay,
it's the Cowboys.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Next on the list, Jacksonville, Florida.
Schaumburg on the Ocean, C.
Yeah.
It's just it's
fine.
very mid. If you're going to Florida, Jacksonville's low on your list.
Yeah, it's not the important place.
It is not.
Yeah.
It really is not.
Jacksonville gets a C. I'm going to put a C minus in there, actually.
Okay.
If it's okay with you.
Yes.
Because the Jacksonville Jaguars are bad at football.
They are bad at football.
Which is the one thing you do in football.
And it's the one sport that they have.
Yeah. Austin, Texas is next.
Oh, dude, that is on my bucket list.
Yes. Oh, I agree.
I've got a friend that wants to go down there. We may go in a group. I think that would be awesome. Besides the fact that I think University of Texas is right there, which would be kind of neat to see. It is also like South by Southwest has their festival there. And I think it's just a fantastic city, a fun city. I'd give it a B+.
B+ sounds completely fair, and that rating is subject to change should we go.
Should we go? That is true.
Next on this list is Fort Worth, which I didn't know was this high on the population list.
I didn't either. I think Dallas-Fort Worth is kind of like the Twin Cities in Texas.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Other than having the Cowboy Stadium, which I think is in Fort Worth, I don't think they have much else.
No.
So I'm going to go C.
Actually, how do you feel about D+? Because if they're just known for the Cowboys,
fair.
That's even worse.
D+.
D+.
Sorry, people from Fort Worth. D+.
It's not against you. It's against your team.
It's against... There you go.
Next on the list, San Jose.
San Jose. Now, I've been out in that part of the world. And once again, it's like if you're up in Northern California, you're going to Sacramento, you're going to San Francisco.
Sure, yeah.
And then it's like, oh, we're in San Jose.
Cool,
man.
So back to San Fran, right?
So back to San Francisco, right? Yeah, I San Jose, I would probably give a C. I'll be fair and be a C+ just because I like Northern California. I like the vibe. I love the weather. So I'll give it a C+.
Yes, I agree with that. San Jose C+. The final three.
Ooh, okay.
Columbus.
Oh, dude.
Not only is Ohio not real.
Yeah.
Columbus is it's a city.
I've been to Columbus. I did not see an Ohio State football game. I'm sure that would be fun, going to the Horseshoe and seeing a game and doing the tailgating.
The old Buckeyes.
I'm sure that would be fun.
Yeah.
Especially if they're beating on a certain team from Michigan. But anyway, I get yelled at for that. What? I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think
we're Wolverines.
Yeah. God. Anyway, I would... God. There's not much to Columbus other than the university, to be fair. It's got a downtown area. It kind of like, I don't know, we're from Valparaiso, Indiana, 35, 40,000 people, whatever. And Columbus is a bigger city, but I got that vibe, like a bigger version of this.
Right.
Like we're a big town, but it's small town, big town.
Yeah,
it's kind of a little bit confusing at times. But to me, it was okay. I went around town, had a good dinner, a bar. The university is a thing. Like, without the university, I don't think Columbus would be a thing.
No, I agree.
So, C+?
Yeah, C+ is fine. There's not a soul on earth that could break me into B on any Ohio city.
No, that's fair.
Penultimate, Charlotte.
Charlotte. I have been to Charlotte. No, Charlotte is in Michigan. Those pretentious
bastards.
Assholes. No, it is Charlotte.
Oh, it's Charlotte.
It's Charlotte. I've been to Charlotte. I was a menace in Charlotte, but that's a different story for another day. It's a different story for another day. Charlotte's a great town. I like it a lot. Just has everything you can want. Good bar scene, good restaurants. Like a solid B. It is definitely a solid. Like if you're going to North Carolina, go to Charlotte.
Yeah, that's the place to be.
Yep, I think so.
And you're near the coast. I mean,
unless you go to like is that Myrtle Beach? Is that North Carolina or South Carolina? I think it's North Carolina.
Carolinas.
Yeah, like Myrtle Beach would be different because it's on the ocean. But if you're going, go to Charlotte. There's stuff to do.
I would agree. Next on this list, I didn't know it was this high on the population list until recently. Final one for this week on tier listing, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Now, we are from Indiana.
Damn right.
We've been to Indianapolis before. I'm going to say this. There are very nice establishments there.
Yes.
I've gone to bars, I've gone to restaurants, very nice. I think as a city, overall, in general, pretty dull. They just had like a big wrestling event there, and people were stranded on the street. There weren't enough Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, no bus service
There's no public transit.
Public transit sucks. So like there's talking about, oh, let's have a Super Bowl here. Let's have a WrestleMania here. Don't. That would be a terrible idea.
A nightmare.
You don't want mass amounts of people in this city because they don't know how to deal with it. They're like NCAA is located there. They're a joke of an organization, as we know.
That's true. That's true.
So there's things I don't like. I went to a soccer event with your sister, daughter Alex. That was fun. They have a great deli there. Almost rivals Manny's in Chicago. Very good.
They have fantastic food in Indianapolis.
It's underrated.
Yes.
It's definitely underrated.
I agree.
But the city, as it is conceived, very disjointed, very kind of confusing at times. I had a friend that went down there for a comedy show and just had a terrible time. It was like a weird vibe. I'm like, that's Indy. It's a weird vibe.
Yeah.
I have 2 words for Indy, weird vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I come up with. I'm trying to be nice because I'm from this state. and I don't want to be taxed.
Yeah, right. I'm feeling C plus B minus territory.
I was thinking C minus.
C minus? Ooh, do we meet in the middle at C or C plus? Because the food is for Indiana. The food is fantastic. As far as Indiana's concerned, the food is fantastic. We are no longer in direct rivals with the Indianapolis Colts. That's not a problem.
That's true. That's not a problem.
That's not a problem. And sure, their public transit is dog shit, but if you drove there by car or got there by train, not that the trains are any good either.
There's a certain female basketball player that plays for the Indiana Fever who I think is a badass bitch. I will give you that C+.
Give us the C+.
I will give you that C+.
In Indianapolis, and that leads us to the end of tier listing for this week. We will continue down the population list and some additional sports cities next week on the Mark Mo Show.
That sounds awesome. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is the show wrap-up. Well, that does it for this week. Thanks so much for listening to the Mark Mo Show. If you've enjoyed our content, please like, subscribe, share with all your friends and family. Thanks to all of our supporters like Curry Ford of Valpo, Curry Buick GMC, Jatonia Greek Grill, Valpo Family YMCA Simcoe Signs, Smoketown Blues Barbecue, The Entertainer Magazine, Care Place of Valpo, and of course, my producer, my co-host, Aiden Maloney. Thank you for all that you do, dude. Make sure that you check out Guys Being Dudes and Aiden spelled the right way for great gaming content. Check out my radio show, After Hours, streaming on WVLP.org and the TuneIn app. Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Fridays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hope you guys have a great day, and we're going to catch you next week. Take care.
Bye.